Welcome to another episode of This Nanny Knits knitting podcast. My name is Lucy and thank you for joining me. I have been absent for a little while, just life, the usual. And actually I find the longer I leave it, the harder it is to come back. It's just, you know how life is. It's currently November and they gear up to Christmas and, trying to get work done and all of that. I know you all understand what I'm talking about. I think also I've just got a little bit in my own head about having this perfect podcast. Not that I think any of mine are perfect, but, I can't podcast today because I have a spot or my hair isn't right or I've got chipped nails, okay? I have chipped nails. But honestly, there's no perfection around here. It is what it is and we're just working with it. So yeah, I hope that you're all well and feeling festive maybe. It's really cold here. It's really dropped in temperature. So today I am wearing probably my most worn and my most favourite jumper, sweater, whatever you want to call it. This is the first sweater by Lizzie over at Knits, and I knit it in Arwetta, full clan Arwetta, and Drops Kid Silk Mohair in Merlot. This is the shade Merlot, I think. It's on Ravelry. Go and find it over there. Not much else is. That's not very up to date, but this is over there. It is super cozy, super warm. I sometimes find the mohair a bit irritating around my neck. Excuse me, I'm in sportswear. I've just walked Phoebe and I'm working from home today, so it's like comfy level 100. We're going to get into the knitty stuff in a moment, but first I have partnered up again with Ana Luisa, the jewellery company that I shared with you last time, and they have been very kind and sent me a couple of items to share with you and to show you. So they're going to be having a Black Friday sale. I believe it's their best sale of the year. So they've sent me, a couple of things to share with you. So I have got a couple of things. I've got my phone here because my memory is not the best. So it's just the shipping I was going to share with you. Basically, it's free fast shipping to the US. And then they do ship anywhere else, but for a small fee. So I think it's pretty affordable for everybody. If you were looking for any last minute presents or Christmas presents or birthday presents or whatever. I love the jewellery they sent me last time. So I think if I remember rightly, last time I've just taken them out actually. I can't remember the name of them, but I had some hoops and I had some studs, and I constantly wear my bracelet. I never take this off. And I've got a few necklaces from them too, which I change out every now and then. I currently have got my granddad necklace on, but I love them. If I'm honest, their jewellery is fantastic. It's such great quality, and as I say, I leave mine on all the time. I wear it in the shower. I've been to the spa a couple of times and I've left them on. You probably shouldn't. I don't think you're meant to in like chlorine, but they've lasted really well and their quality is still amazing. So I've got a couple of other bits to share with you today, which I'm really excited about, and I'm just going to get stuck in and show them to you. I should show you the packaging first, hold on. I'm getting way too excited. They have changed their packaging, so it is more sustainable. So they now come in these little boxes. Well, I've got a little one and a medium-sized one, and it all comes in, probably shouldn't show you that side, a cardboard box, so everything's recyclable, and it says, "You're looking so fine," which is so cute. And then they've sent me this little card too. So if you don't know, Ana Luisa are a jewellery company based in New York. And as I say, they ship worldwide, free in the US, small fee for everywhere else. So I will have a link down below for you if you want to go and check out their jewellery. I'm not sure what it is in pounds, but their jewellery is pretty affordable. It starts at $39, I believe. I'm not sure what that is in pounds. My conversions are terrible. I spent the whole time when we were in America going to Dan, how much is this many dollars? I think he was losing the plot. But anyway, I digress. Little little package, which is very exciting. And so this time, last time I got all gold jewellery, but as my wedding ring is white gold, I was like, oh, maybe it would be nice to have some silver, so I kind of feel that it goes with that nicely. So I chose some silver jewellery this time. So I've got these very cute, I'm going to put them in for you in a minute. I don't know why I'm so shaky, it's probably all the caffeine I've had this morning. I've had like 3 coffees, so excuse me, I will try and speak quietly and a bit more clearly. Anyway, I've got these lovely silver hoops. I'm going to put them in and show you, and they're similar to my other ones actually. They've got a really nice, easy clasp on them. So they're very small and very dainty, which is kind of what I wanted. And then they've got this very small little clasp. So I'm going to put them in. I'm going to try and do it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to because I can't see what I'm doing, which is frustrating, but I knew that would happen. Just, you know, talk amongst yourselves for a sec. I've got it. Very, very cute little dainty earrings. Excuse these ones up here. They are freshly pierced and a bit gross. Not gross, but like sore and red. But these, look how cute they are. Oh, I'm going to have to get this one changed so I match. Right, let's put the other one in so I can show you. I literally went on their website the other day to go and have another look to see what else they have, because they do have a really great range of solid gold jewellery now too, which is really nice. And they've got so much variety, from bracelets to necklaces to earrings. To anklets, actually. There was a really cute anklet on there too, but I thought, well, we're now in November. No one's going to be seeing my ankles. Okay, I got them both in. I'm amazed. Last time I think I had to go away, put them in and then come back. So let me show you this one too. Oh, look how cute they are. I am not a massive fan of like big hoopy in your face earrings, but these are so cute and so dainty, and I love that it's like 2 hoops coming out of like the one piercing, so they're really cute. Oh, I love them more than I even thought I would when they're in. Sorry, very close up images there. So those ones, love them, and I should tell you that they are called Toda Mini Silver, so they do these in a slightly bigger size too, but I really like the fact that they were like I think they call them like a huggy, like they really like hug your ear because they're super small and super close to the ear. So that's those ones. I'm going to keep them on. The only problem is putting new jewellery on is it shows like the other jewellery needs cleaning because they don't look nearly as shiny and lovely. And then this one I'm so excited about. This is a slightly bigger package because it's a slightly bigger piece of jewellery. So this, I haven't even taken the cellophane off. Look, it comes with this. Well, that wasn't very good, was it? Amateur over here. I told you, we're a bit like rough and ready. There's no perfection over here. Anyway, I've got this pebble necklace. So I haven't even taken the cellophane off. It's got this, I'm guessing because it's going to get fingerprints on it quite easily. So I'm going to leave that on for a sec while I unpackage it. I probably should have done this before I hopped on, but there's nothing like a bit of real life action over here. Okay, here we go. This one is called Pebble Silver, and I think they do, I'm not sure if this is the mini. There's 2 sizes to this too. This says it's a 20-inch, which I'm guessing is the chain, plus 2-inch. So I don't know if that's the pebble that's 2-inch, but they do another size in this too. Oh, I love their clasps are so nice and easy to open, even with long nails. Doing them up is the hardest part because I can't actually see, but let's see what we can do. This is normally a Dan job, but he's at work. Where is he when you need him? It's not going to go over my head. I thought I might be able to do that. All right, bear with me. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to put it on the longest setting for ease. She says, yeah. Okay, the longest setting for ease, because I can't see the others myself, and now I can take this off, otherwise it looks a little bit silly. Ta-da! Oh, I love it. And you can wear it shorter, obviously, because it has got other settings, so it will probably look a bit better if it was, oh sorry, my screen has gone dark. I haven't got the settings right. It would probably look a bit better if it sat up a bit, but I do love it. Look how nice that looks. It's just so shiny and beautiful. Excuse my chipped nails. Apologies. Yeah, how lovely. Thank you so much, Ana Luisa. As I said, I will pop details down below. Even if you don't want to buy, do go and have a look, because they do have some really lovely stuff, and they're going to have a Black Friday sale. So by the time this goes up, I think that the sale will be on, but go over and have a look. I'll put all details down below because my memory's really bad and they've told me and I don't remember. So yes, thank you so much. Okay, you're here for the knitting. You don't really want to hear me waffling on about everything else. So, oh, they look so good. Sorry. Okay, let's do it. How should we do this? Shall we go through the board and I'll tell you what I finished, what I frogged, and what I still have on my needles. That might be a good idea. Because then I'm just looking at all my bags. I am surrounded by bags. Now I didn't bring everything because I did a bit of an inventory last time. So I've only really bought projects that I have been working on or that have got a significant difference from last time. So on my board last time, I had the first cardigan, which was almost done. I don't know why I'm doing that, it's this side. The ripple bralette, Christmas socks, my mum's shawl, my Westknits shawl, my John Arbon cable shawl, my Tolster cami, and my Be My Tulip vest. So I can confirm that I frogged the John Arbon cable shawl. It went. I wasn't loving it. I wasn't going to finish it. I'm going to repurpose the yarn for something else. I have also frogged my Be My Tulip top, not from any fault of the pattern, but I had only done this very small hem and it is not summer anymore. I'm not going to work on it. By the time I come back to work on it, I'm not going to know where I am. I might not still want it in that colour. Yeah, I might not want it next year. So I'm clearing the needles because it's too overwhelming. So that's gone too. The ripple bralette hasn't gone, but it's going. I haven't frogged it, but I'm going to because I did look at it and it is not going to fit me because I have gained a little weight since I had intended to wear that, which I don't really care about. Not that I don't care about the pattern. I don't care about the fact that I've gained a bit of weight. So it's not going to fit me. I don't really know anybody else that would wear it. So there's not really much point in continuing. So I may as well frog that and use the yarn for something else. I could just make it in a bigger size, which I think I have enough yarn for. So that's a possibility. I'm going to frog it for now, add it to the collection and come back to it another time. And what about the others? The Tolster cami I decided to leave on hold. I have done, don't even remember where it was last time I showed you. I've done the frill at the bottom and I have worked up into the bust darts. Yeah, I think I stopped just before the bust darts because I hadn't done bust darts before and I needed to read the pattern. And then it was like autumn and I didn't want to make it anymore. I really do want it. And I was thinking the other day, I actually have my Christmas party on the 19th of December. And that might look really nice with a black pair of jeans. We're just going into London, it's nothing too fancy. But then I'm like, well, my arms will be cold because it's a vest. But then I'm going to have a jacket. So would that matter? I don't know. Basically, long story short, but for context, my Christmas party, we're going to the Shard in London for drinks, inside, warm. To dinner, to a teppanyaki restaurant, teppanyaki, however you say that. It's going to be warm, there's fire. And then we're doing a ghost bus tour, which whilst could be cold, I'll just keep my coat on. So I'm going to be warm. So I think maybe that would be an option, but I don't know. So it's still on hold right now. It doesn't have a lot left. Why did I only put 35%? Maybe I have worked on it since. Anyway, Westknits shawl I definitely have worked on and I've got it here to show you. Mum's shawl I didn't touch. Christmas socks I haven't touched. The first cardigan I have finished, my friends. And I have worn a lot, let me tell you. I love it. I have worn it so much that I actually now need to fix it. Now I'll explain why. Let me show you that first. It's done in all its glory, and you will have seen it if you're over on Instagram, because I wore it to the Southern Wool show and had some pictures taken with one of my followers over there, so it was shared on social media, and I should have put it on for you, but it is gorgeous. Let me go on my knees. I didn't do buttons because I decided actually I probably wouldn't wear it done up, so I just wear it open. I have found since wearing it there is an end here that I didn't sew in that keeps hanging down, but if I'm honest, I just trimmed it so that it doesn't hang down further than the hem rather than sewing it in, which is a bit ridiculous, but I love it so much. It's so warm. What did I knit this with? I knit this with Vilcolana Alvetta again, but a different mohair, didn't I? Was it a different mohair? I don't think it was kid silk. Maybe it was. Can't remember. But I don't find this one as itchy. I don't know if it's because the first jumper that I'm wearing, gets a little bit around my neck. You can see that I get a little bit of a line where my skin's a bit sensitive. It's just done that as I've got older. It doesn't really bother me too much, but sometimes I don't want to wear it because, I don't know, different times it's more sensitive. But this one I don't get that at all. I think it's probably because it isn't round my neck, and that is my most sensitive area. Like, my arms are fine. But I wore this to my friend Christine's house the other day, and I'm so silly. She has a golden retriever. Phoebe was here because she is currently in season, so she didn't come with me this time, but she has been before to play with my friend Christine's dog, who's also a golden retriever, and I got down and I was playing with her and I didn't really think about it and I caught it. So I do have a bit of fixing to do here. I think I can probably just go, and here. I think I can probably just go in on the inside, find that particular hoop and pull it through with a crochet hook, and it's going to be absolutely fine. And if anything, maybe I just block it once I've done that so it doesn't look a bit funky, but let's be honest, I've worn it so much it could probably do with a wash anyway. So yeah, super happy with that one. I've had quite a lot of compliments, so not that, you know, I do it for the compliments, but it's been nice that people have been like, oh, it looks lovely, I really like it. So I'm pleased about that. Which means I don't have too much left on the board. I've got the Tolster cami, which I'm going to finish, but maybe not this year, maybe for Christmas, don't know. The Westknits shawl, which I'll come to, Mum's shawl, which I haven't touched, sorry Mum, and the Christmas socks. So not the end of the world. Okay, let's get into, have I got any? Yeah, I've actually got a couple of finished objects. So obviously I was getting overwhelmed by all of my projects, frogged a few, and decided to get more overwhelmed and cast a few more on. So, the girls at work, if you don't know, hence the name of the podcast, I'm a nanny. I look after two children, they are 9 and 7, and they have desperately been wanting me to knit them something. But I am a little bit of a selfish knitter. And I'm like, oh, will they even wear it if I make it? They might not like it, it might not feel nice. But they wanted some gloves or some mittens, basically, because what happened is the little one, I changed their wardrobes over from summer wardrobes to winter wardrobes. And we got all of the winter hats, scarves and gloves and all of that out. And her favourite pair of gloves had gone missing. And it was the end of the world. So I was trying to console her. Sorry, I'm charging my laptop at the same time as talking to you. I was trying to console her and be like, look, it's not the end of the world, it's a pair of gloves. How about I make you some? And then I was like, oh, I kind of instantly regretted it. Like, Lucy, why do you do this to yourself? You already have enough knitting. But the tears instantly stopped. She was like super happy. And before I knew it, I was making 2 pairs of mittens. So I had a load of random 20 gram minis in my basket that had either come from kind of leftover advents, not that I've really ever finished an advent, so I'm not quite sure how that came about, but I think like when I've done yarn swaps and things with people, or random minis, if I've ordered something and received a free mini or something like that. So anyway, I had loads of those and I took them all in a bag to swimming lessons on a Friday and was like, pick the colours you want, while we were sat there waiting to go in for their lesson. We probably looked absolutely crazy. We were sat in the like waiting room of the swimming centre where you sit on the balcony. I've got mohair fluff. Just randomly lining up mini skeins of yarn. People were looking at us like, what is going on over there? But anyway, they chose their colours and I went about making them. And the poor kids, I haven't given them to them yet because they're like, are they done? Are they done? I'm like, yeah, they are. But I need to show them on the podcast before I can give them to you. So I haven't blocked these. I don't even think I'm going to bother, if I'm honest, because they won't really care, and one less step for me. I have used the penny, it's not penny gloves, is it? Penny, I think it is penny gloves by Petite Knit, because I've made them for myself. So I used that pattern-ish and just made them smaller for the kids. So I have made notes on it. I probably will update them on Ravelry, but I haven't yet. So here we are. I've got these for the little one. So she chose these colours and wanted, I did them in DK, so it's fingering held double. So she chose these two colours to be held together, these two, and so on, and I just repeated them. What I love about the fingerless mitts is obviously your hands are free, so you can still use your fingers, and actually it still keeps your hands more, like, and your wrist warmer than you'd think. They do actually fit me, because I have quite small hands for an adult, although the thumb won't go in now because I have decreased for the thumb, but they do kind of fit me, except the thumb. But they fit her perfectly. She's tried the first one on before I'd finished the second one, and yeah, I'm quite happy with them. I think she'll really like them. I love the little rolled cuff on them. So they are her pair. That is for the 7-year-old. And the 9-year-old chose some wild colours. And unlike her sister, she wanted hers to be more of a like mild effect. So I held 2 yarns and then I dropped one and held it with another, and then I dropped one and held it with another, and so on. It's a bit funky, but she really likes them, and that's the main thing. So there are some really cute minis, and she has obviously got 2 as well. So I did make her slightly bigger and slightly longer because she's a little bit older, although my thumb doesn't fit in there, but she has got very thin fingers, so I think she'll be fine. I think they'll fit her fine. She hasn't tried hers on because it was half term recently and I finished hers during that time. So here they are. I have shown them to you here first, so now I will gift them to them this afternoon. So penny gloves for the girls, and actually they didn't take up very much yarn at all. I probably should weigh them and see, but I have so much of all of the minis left in this bag. It's a little bit crazy, so I need to sort all of those out. Not so much of some. I don't know why. Maybe it was a smaller nugget to begin with, but the actual worst part was winding up all the mini skeins by hand. But that's fine. They are happy. They are done. And I was actually able to do them on a... Oh, I nearly flicked myself in the eye. On a small circular, because I was like, oh no, kids stuff. Like, I'm going to have to do magic loop. Yeah, magic loop. I was thinking of another way I could do it, but I don't know what I was thinking. I don't love magic loop. I'll do it, but I always find I get a bit of a ladder either end, and if I do it too tight, then I struggle obviously to put the stitches round. If I do it too loose, I get the ladder. So I haven't quite mastered it, but I don't need to. If I can use a small circumference, I am happy. So I held, obviously fingering weight double, like I said, and knit them on a 3mm. So they're pretty dense and pretty thick, but they're meant to be, right? They're meant to be warm. So yeah, that's those. I can now put these minis somewhere else. That's the only problem. I haven't used all of the minis, so now I'm going to have to think of something else to make with them. But I have got myself in a little bit of a pickle with that, because this is going to sound like a random tangent, but it has meaning. I'm always cold. So I've been taking a hot water bottle to work with me, so I can just sit there when the girls are at school and I'm doing my admin role. If I'm just doing it from their house, I just sit there with my hot water bottle on. Or I've recently bought a strap-on water bottle. I found it in Dunelm, which is kind of like a homey store here, and they do a small medium and a medium large size, and it's basically a hot water bottle that horizontally in a piece of fabric, and then it's got Velcro, so you can, like, the idea is you can strap it to your back and then Velcro it around your body, or strap it to your front and Velcro it around your back, either or. Which is amazing for dog walking when it's like really, really cold. I mean, here it's like 0 degrees right now. So that's been a bit of a godsend, although they do laugh at me because I tend to wear it on my back and I look like a bit of a hunchback. And Jessica's like, I can hear the water swishing. I'm like, yeah, well, you win some, you lose one. I don't really care. Comfort is far more important to me. Anyway, the tangent was on that. They are now obsessed with hot water bottles. And whilst they're probably not advised for kids, I feel like if you just put warm water in them, they would still be quite happy, you know, carrying it around or whatever, or having it on the sofa in the winter. So they desperately want a hot water bottle with its knitted cover. So I was showing them the Maxine hot water bottle by the lovely Laura over at Penrose Knits, and they have been through the project pages and found some that they like. So bear with me. I'm going to be grabbing some yarn. So here is a delivery of random colours of yarn to recreate the ones that they liked the look of. One of them is black with colour work, which I was like, great, thanks for that. And then the other one is, I think, purple, blue and yellow. So I just randomly, I couldn't actually get all of the colours I wanted in one brand of yarn. So I've ended up going for some drops merino, some drops daisy, some king cowl. So it's all DK weight. But for the colours we needed, I've had to mix and match a bit, which I'm fine with. And these are all 100% wool because I have a massive stash of acrylic, which I thought, oh great, they're like kind of minis. Dan's mum's friend at work has gifted them to me because she was trying to learn to crochet and couldn't, and has lost the enthusiasm, and so has been sending things my way, which is really kind, but I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put that. It's a whole black sack full of mini acrylic balls. Anyway, so I was like, I can't really use that because of the heat. It's acrylic, it's kind of plastic, isn't it? Is that just going to melt? I wasn't sure, and I looked online and I think it's recommended in wool, so I was like, just go with it, like it's not pricey. I think some of these were in the sale even, so that's going to be their Christmas present. So I'm going to have hot water bottles with a Maxine hot water bottle cover and rainbow socks. So it looks like I'm knitting quite a lot for the girls for Christmas, which is fine because I should be able to do that. My friend Jess has been making Maxine hot water bottle covers and she said they've not been taking her too long. So I'm taking her word for it. And I know there are a mini version, but I think I'm going to make them the full size because I just think they'll prefer that and it's going to be easier. By the time you get started, I don't feel like it's too much more work really. Yes, that was a bit of a tangent, but that's an upcoming project for the girls. And I have got some yarn in the cupboard for rainbow socks, although now I'm thinking it might be quite cool to use some of those minis. It's all the ends. That's the problem with that. I have got, I don't know what brand it is. Sorry, my stomach's making really weird noises. I'm not sure what brand it is, but I've got like, not self-striping, but rainbow yarn that changes colour itself, so I won't have all the ends. So I think I'm just going to use that. Not sure about how it will knit up on a smaller circumference because I think the idea is that it is somewhat self-striping. So it might go a bit higgledy-piggledy, but leave it with me. I will show you in a future episode. What should I show you next? So the Westknits shawl. So you're going to laugh at me. This is the twists and turns Westknits mcal of 2022. Is it 22? I do this every time, I doubt myself. This year is 24, last year was 23, it must have been 22, and I'm not done. I know, I am definitely embracing my own pace. However, I've made progress since I saw you last, or since you saw me last, I guess, and I think I've done one wing. I haven't looked at this in a while and you'll see why in a minute. But so we've got the centre section with the braids, and then I have finished so I'd had this pink cable along here, which currently doesn't look great because it's obviously not been blocked, but I had the pink cable, but I hadn't done the infill section. So I've now completed that. Oh, I do love it. It's going to be beautiful when I finish it, you know, in 5 years. And this side just needs, oh, I'm lying to you. I haven't even done the cabled section on here. Okay, I need to set myself some goals. I thought I had done this and I thought I just had to do the infill section, so that's a bit disheartening. Well, the infill section and then the bottom section to kind of tie off these braids. There's a bit that goes along here too. Alright, well, I'm further behind than I thought, but whatever. I might try and do a few rounds of this then. Who am I kidding? Am I going to do that anytime soon? I've got so many other things I need to concentrate on. I'm going to try and make progress on this before I podcast next. How about that? Should we make that a deal? I think that's a deal. I'm not going to go through the yarns because I've done that so many times. Well, probably for the last 2 years. So nobody needs to hear that. But that's Twist and Turn mcal by Stephen West from 2022. And it is still in its bag. And one day it will look beautiful. But for now, it's hiding in the bag. Okay, next things I've been working on. I'm just grabbing all the bags. Okay, one of my sister-in-laws had mentioned that she would love to try a pair of knitted socks because Dan's parents have them and rave about them. And she's like, oh, they would be really lovely. I'd love to try a pair, da da da. Turned out she has really small feet. So I was like, sure, fine, I'll make you a pair of socks. I think they're like a UK 4 or 4.5. I think she said she was between a 4 and a 5. So I've gone for kind of like 4.5. And here it is. It's not finished, obviously. She doesn't love colour so much. She mostly wears black. So this was the tamest yarn I had in my stash. Anything that didn't have pink in. To be honest, I was like, well, I don't really know what colour to make you if you don't really like colour. I have no idea. But this is what she's getting. The same stage on both socks. I think 10, 20, 30, 40, oh, not even quite. But they basically just need toes. This one needs a few more rounds for the toe, before the toe. And then it's done. But this is the type of thing I do. I get to this point and then I procrastinate and cast on something else. Just do the toes, Lucy. There's no excuse, just the fact that I haven't finished them. I have no excuses. I could just do the toes. In fact, I might make myself do one of these toes on Zoom this week. Every Friday night I Zoom with my knitting group for a couple of hours, sometimes more. So I could finish the rounds on this one and do a toe. Well, I could do a walk, couldn't I? Toes are pretty quick, but I'd like to get at least one finished. I don't have, we don't buy for them for Christmas, so I don't really have a deadline for them. We just buy for kids at Christmas time now. So I don't really know when I'll gift them to her, because if I gift them to her for Christmas, then I have to do something for Dan's brother and then the others, and it gets a little bit out of hand because there's so many of them. So I'm not really sure. I might just gift them to her in the new year and be like, oh, hey, by the way, I just made you some socks. Okay, that's that one. Sorry, that was really high-pitched. I'm speaking very fast. Lucy, slow down. How many more projects have we got? 4 more. And I am going to show you this one next because you'll laugh at me. Lovely project bag that I made with my friend Christine. I'm not a sewer, but when we went to Amsterdam with our knitting group, I bought this really cool fabric in a, I don't know, random fabric shop that we found. And obviously being bicycles, it was very on theme for Amsterdam. And so quite a few of us bought the words. A few of us bought the fabric to make something with, and I chose it in blue. Oddly, they also had it in pink, but I quite liked it in the blue. So my friend Christine gave me a little one-on-one sewing lesson, I guess. So I went over to her house and she taught me how to sew this bag. Would I be able to do it again on my own? Probably not, but it was good fun. Anyway, what's in the bag, Lucy? That's what everybody wants to see. I've done a thing, and some of you have laughed at me. But despite not finishing the 2022 mcal, I might have started the 2024 mcal. And when I say might have, I definitely did. And I had every intention of doing it. I'm not going to lie to you. Last year I was a bit like, yeah, I don't really want to. I'm mcal'd out. I haven't even finished the last one. La 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 la. But then because I haven't worked on that in a while, the hype is real. Everyone just gets really hyped up at mcal season, and I'm really bad at just saying no, stay in your own lane, Lucy, do your own thing. I get too influenced by other people. And I think I liked the fact that this year it was just 2 colours. So you needed 2 100-gram skeins of one colour and then 2 100-gram skeins of another. And I had yarn in stash mostly. I had this awesome yarn, which is called Troll Hair. That's the colourway. And this is by Castle View Yarns. I've had it in my stash a while. I had bought it to do a half and half wrap by, is it Pearl Soho? Potentially. And then just never cast it on, but love the colour. It's not pink, guys. It's not pink, it's purple. I know, shocker. And then I also had a skein of this amazing, amazing yarn. This is from Bird Street Yarn, and it's called Bare Naked, and it came with an advent. I can't tell you which one because I don't remember, but it is 70% alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere, and it is the softest, squishiest yarn maybe that I've ever felt. And I liked that it was very neutral and hoped that it would go quite well. It had to be quite a good contrast for the mcal, so this is what I've gone with. I only had to buy 1 skein of this, so I feel like that was a win. I think that was probably the tipping point for me, because if you want to make an mcal out of hand-dyed yarn, you're talking way over £100 for a shawl that you will not finish. So look at this, look at all these ends. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Let's show you. Oh, there was also an optional mohair dare for this, so let me share that with you. I am using, now it's quite different if I'm honest, it is quite different, but this I had also in stash, and it's showing up quite bright on the screen, but it's actually, it seems a bit darker in real life, but it's a bit more this colour in real life. Anyway, this is Lang Lace mohair, silk mohair, and I used this, oh it's incredible, this is the least itchy mohair you'll ever find, in my opinion. I use this to make my souffle tea by Laura Penrose, and I love it. I don't wear the tea very often, not going to lie to you, because it's transparent on the top. It has one, you hold 1 strand for the top part, then you do the ruffle, and then you hold 2 strands. So the top half is a little bit too see-through for my liking, so I never know what to wear under it. So I always find that a bit odd. But I'd like to make one in a different colour, and then I think it would be easier to wear something under it. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm using this, and I was going to use it with this, and I think there will be times when I use it with this, but I've only currently used it on its own. And it looks fine. I was worried that they were too different, but I think it looks okay. Anyway, let's just show it to you. Ignore the ends, just to pretend you didn't see them. This year's is very, very cool. So, you've probably seen it 1,000 times by now, but you start with these semicircles, which once blocked are going to be beautiful. So you start with these, you make 3 of these, and then you end up joining them together by doing a stripy section, and then you've got your 300 odd stitches across, and then you do these awesome bubbles, which they do kind of bubble out, and you can, it almost feels like one of those like kids popper, well not kids I guess, not just for kids, but the kids have got those like popper things you can push both sides. And then it's got the brioche, a bit hard to show you really, this brioche section here, which I have done with just the mohair. So I'm hoping when this is finished, I've got a couple of friends that have already finished this because they are knitting machines, but theirs has really opened out and kind of blocked really nicely, so I'm hoping that it will do that. And you can see, because whilst you can see the pinky colour on the other side, which is awesome, you can't really see it on this side yet. So I'm way behind, but that's cool. I'm happy with that. I mean, hopefully this one's not going to take 2 years. I am on my next brioche section, so there's one more of this section here, and then there's a whole other heap of things going on that honestly I haven't even looked that far yet. I've seen the pattern obviously, and I've seen the finished objects, but I haven't looked to see what else I need to do. So that is mine so far. Also think it's going to be a nice wearable shape actually, because you continue knitting this way, but then you at some point come back down here and pick up along here and then continue knitting this way. So from what I've seen, it's a really nice shape and a really nice size. It's actually huge, but it's quite nice because you want to be able to use a lot of the yarn. Like if you're going to eat into 2 100 or 4 100-gram skeins, you want to use most of them. So I should have bought a drink. God, I'm getting thirsty all this talking. So yeah, there's my mcal. Look at those ends. What am I going to do about that? That does not look fun, does it? Just wear it like new hair. No. Yeah, watch this space. How long do you think it's going to take me to finish this one? You want to put your guesses down below. I have to apologise actually. I don't think I came back and checked my comments on my last one. I have every intention in the new year to sort my life out. Sorry about the lighting. It's a really funny old day. Who finds that like filming or taking photos at this time of year is really difficult because the sun's just doing its own thing. You have to film during the day because by 4 o'clock it's dark, and I put the big light on, but then I looked very orange, so you just can't win. Anyway, I'm waffling. That is mcal 2024 Stephen West. Yeah, let me know down below how long you think that's going to take me to finish. How well do you know Lucy, I guess. Right, 3 more projects and then we're going to talk about future cast-ons, which shouldn't be happening, but we're going to, because why not? I have got my next one. And you'll be proud. This is a stash yarn project. So I don't know where all of these yarns came from. I'm not going to be able to tell you super accurately. I can tell you, I'm just thinking if I'm telling you the truth. I'm pretty sure I can tell you that these you will have seen before, probably in this stack. These are from a previous mcal that I must have bought the yarn for and then ripped out because I don't have a shawl in these colours. So I'm pretty sure I bought them and then I'm pretty sure I didn't continue for whatever reason. So I'm using these colours, and it won't be the whole skein. A white that I just had, I think it's one that I bought for dyeing and then I never got around to dyeing. And then the pink from John Arbon that I had planned for the shawl that I frocked. And I decided this year to take part in Telly Bean Knits Witch's Brew cowl. Cowl? It's a cowl, but it's a knit along. So it's not really a cowl. You know what I mean. It was a knit along. It was for Halloween and it's not finished. Surprise, surprise. But I'll tell you why. I had a lot of fun making this and I was influenced by my friends. So it's no surprise I didn't finish. But this was the beginning. And you do a section a day, I think. And it started like mid-October and then was to finish at the end. Or maybe it started at the beginning of October to finish mid to have it totally finished by end. I think that's more accurate. I think it started at the beginning of October. So we started here with some stripes and then this textured section and then it kind of goes down. It's got like a midline here. And then we've got some witches hats, which are really cool. Some cats, it's still on the needle, so it's bunching. Stars and moons, some potion bottles, and then we get to the cauldrons. So there's not much more after the cauldrons, but I've got a mistake in my colour work. There's a mistake in my cauldrons, and it's not fixable really, and I think this colour work is too tight. Now that I'm looking at it here, I think my cauldrons are too tight. I was getting really aggy. And my attention definitely changes depending on my mood, so there's no surprise there if I was getting frustrated that it's tight. I was going to plan, it's only one of them that's wrong, and I only realised when I went to do the next round that the colour work skew with. I've basically, I've tried to knit it in the evenings and it's all gone a little bit wrong. So I could just drop down and try and fix the one cauldron. I'm not entirely confident if I'm doing that, if I'm honest. It freaks me out when the stitches aren't on my needles. Get myself in a bit of a tiz, and now given that they're quite tight, I'm not sure that's going to block out. So I think I might have just answered my own question. I really, really wanted this, but I don't know why. Like, her make-alongs are lovely. I'm not a Halloween person. What was I thinking? I think it was because my friends were doing it, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to jump on that train. I should know myself better. I should have known. It was fun though. Like, I think it was really manageable to kind of knit one of these a day. Mostly, some of them are obviously bigger clues than others. And it was really fun for colour work. Like, those cats are quite cute. I'm not even a cat person, but they're quite fun. And they do a Christmas one. Now that I would be more inclined to wear. I think Halloween's like very niche, isn't it? It's one day. I guess you can wear it in the week leading up to. But I'm less likely to because I'm not a Halloween person. I think the Christmas one I would wear more. But I am not in the right frame of mind currently to be knitting another colour work cowl. I kind of wish I was. But what with the mcal, and I'm going to be doing colour work hot water bottles for the girls. I've got something else that's a bit colour worky. I just feel like it's not really me. These were really fun. Sorry, I didn't show you these. Must show you these. These are like, you can't really see, like holes. They were called Eye of Newts. They were so fun. I can't show you. They were so fun to knit. Look at those. They were really cool. Anyway, you should go check Telly Bean Knits out because her pattern was awesome and it wasn't her fault that I made a mistake. Absolutely nothing to do with her. It's just me being silly, and my issue is in my current state of life, I only really get to knit for an hour in the evening, and at the moment I'm falling asleep at 8:30 and making mistakes in my knitting, and so that is why that didn't get finished. And I feel like now, you know, Halloween's over and am I even going to wear it next Halloween? Like I've said, I'm not a Halloween person. Maybe it gets frogged, but that yarn's been, I've tried to use that yarn for a couple of projects. Maybe it's just not meant to be. I don't know. Tell me what you think down below. I promise to come and talk to you this time. I won't ignore you. My next project is in this really cool bag. I love this bag. Oh, I got this from Black Pearl Magic. It was a bit extravagant, I think, to get it to the UK, but it was worth it in my opinion. Handmade in Baltimore. Just another bandwagon that I jumped on. But this year I told myself I wasn't participating in any test knits, and whilst I have mostly, I think I've mostly not done any tests. I don't think I have done any. Who knows? But I caved, basically. It's a very small one though, so I feel like that is justified. Oh gosh, I need to find the lady's name. Anyway, it's a sock, so I feel like, do they even really count because they're so small? I don't think it counts. Let me find the lady's name because this is really bad podcasting of me. Little Loops, that's it. Jane over at Little Loops. Giverny socks. I saw them on Instagram and instantly loved them. They are a nice lace pattern. They're like little holes going all the way up the front of the sock and the foot. And yeah, I actually really liked them. And Dan's mum has been hinting that she would really like some more socks for Christmas. And so I thought I would kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. So I have made this really funky looking sock just because it's obviously unblocked. But this is my first one. I am using leftover yarn from my first cardigan. So this is Phil Kalana Arvetta in blush, I think. It's a super lovely yarn to knit with. I found it a little bit splitty in some places whilst making this sock, but I think that's just the intricate lace pattern. Let me put it on a sock blocker for you. So I believe that Jane over at Little Loops is fairly new to test knitting, at least, or designing. She said she was pretty new to the test knitting procedure, experience, whatever you want to call it, but her sock is stunning. Look at this! I'm loving the heel. It was a heel flap, turn and gusset, which I haven't done in ages, mostly because I hate doing them, but it was worth it for the pattern. Sorry, I've dropped it down a bit, getting arm ache. Here it is, as pattern is described. Obviously the size of the foot is just, you knit it for the size of the foot of the person. That's not in the pattern. But the rest of it is as described in the pattern. It's got this lovely picot cuff, but there is an option to do a ribbed cuff if you don't like picot. If I'm honest, I was close to choosing the rib option because whilst I love the look of a picot cuff and edge, I hate sewing it down. So I was a bit like, oh, am I going to want to do that twice? But I actually really enjoyed it the second time. So maybe it's one of those things that's practice makes perfect. I did it for the school run headband, mittens and hat, which is also by Laura Penrose, when I test knit those a while ago. And I really disliked it, but probably because I was impatient and I did all three, so I was probably bored of it. But I think it's really cute and very effective. So I have got some yarn left over in this colour, the Merlot, and I think I'm going to make a pair of these for myself in this colour. So that'll be quite cool. Dan's mum will have these to match my cardigan and I'll have some to match my jumper. I don't think she watches the podcast. I don't even think she knows this exists. So hopefully she doesn't, because otherwise she's going to see that. But I need to block this one. Jane needed one sock finished by the end of November for the test knit. So I've obviously already done that, but I do need to block it and get some decent photos. But I have started the second one. How good am I? What a sock. What a good sock. Test knitter. What a good tester, I guess. Haven't always been in the past, so I feel like I need to redeem myself. So yes, I have started the second one. Again, nice picot edge, obviously. You can't just do it on one of them. And I've only done a few rounds. These, the last few nights, I've been so tired. I've sat and, so it's a 4-row repeat. 2 of them lace, 2 of them not. And then, so I've done a lace row and then gone round and done the non-lace row. And when I've got to the non-lace row, figured that I've missed a step in the lace row and had to go all the way back. That shows how tired I am. So I've literally done like 4 rows a night of these, and that's the only knitting I've done all week because I'm tired. But it's just, yeah, it's just life, isn't it? So I'm hoping to get this one finished. Will I get it finished by the end of the month? I might if I try, but I think knowing that I don't have to is nice, knowing that I've done the one that was needed. But it might be quite nice to get this one done and then cast on a pair for myself, because it's a very enjoyable pattern. It's nice and easy to remember. Like I said, it was a 4-round repeat, and 2 of them are lace, which are slightly different, but then the other 2 are the same and they are non-lace. So yeah, really easy to remember. And is it the colour blush? I've got another one here. I can't, it's colour 373, so I'm not sure, but this is the yarn and it's beautiful yarn. I do love Arvetta, and it's an 80-20 superwash merino nylon, and 50 grams gets you 210 meters. So I'm not going to have enough of this one, hence the second ball. So that's those. Oh, I've also got to really quickly show you something too. I've got my little notions pouch in here, and it's a very, very special one. Look at this. I've got to get on my knees. I'm getting old. Look at this. Very, very cute notions pouch. This is from my friend Katie, who went to Rhinebeck this year, and I'm so sorry, I can't remember the name of the maker. I wonder if it's inside. It's got an E on here, if anyone knows. Katie did give me a note, but I have put the note away. I save all my little notes that people give me, and I don't think it's in the inside. I'll find it and I'll post it down below, but it's basically made out of quilted material, obviously, but they're repurposed, I believe. So yeah, it's just really cute and really special, and it's a really nice size. You can get lots of like bits inside. And she also got me this by Thread and Maple, which is a really cute little needle minder, and it's magnetic, so your needle goes in and obviously stays in really securely. And then let me just get something to show you. And then your like little metal stitch markers are magnetic to the back, which is actually quite handy when you pull it out. They like stick to the back. I love it. It's so, so cute. So thank you so much, Katie. That was so kind of you. She brought back a little bit of Rhinebeck for me. We have been talking in our group actually, like we must do a group Rhinebeck trip. I mean, it's one to save for sure, because it's a bit of a journey and obviously quite pricey, but maybe like 2030 start saving now, I don't know, but this is so special. So thank you, Katie. I've been using it and I've been loving it, and it fits beautifully in this bag. Okay, how are we doing for time? Sorry, let me just check. Yeah, okay, my work calendar's pinging at me because I should be working right now. It's fine, I can catch up later, it's no big deal. I just do the hours when I do the hours, and that's that. Okay, we have one last project to talk about, and my screen is going black. We are almost at an hour, so this might be a long one. I was suckered in, shock horror, to another make-along, influenced by my friends, with the anticipation that I would get it done by next Christmas, 2025. So that's what me and my friend Christine had said. Let's join in, but let's not get it done. You know, let's not put any deadline on it. Let's just make sure we get it done for 2025. And Christine, I'm telling you, is whizzing along and she's definitely overtaken me. But I'm actually quite enjoying it. I'm not stressing out, and I'm making it when I make it and when I feel like it. And I've really been enjoying it. It's a crochet make-along, and I'm sure you will have seen it all over. It is the Christmas Gingerbread Blanket Crochet Along by Lindsay at Lottie and Albert, and it looks like this. Ta-da! Isn't it stunning? So it's done in sections. So the gingerbread house in the middle is done for week 1, and then I'm not that far ahead. So these bits are inspired by Christmas jumpers, so I think they were week 2. Maybe with the swirls. Week 3 were the lights. No, week 3 are the swirls. I'm lying to you. Anyway, you make it in different sections and seam it together. But you do the house and the outside sections before you do the lights, because the lights are post stitches. So the idea is that this is beginner friendly, and as you work through it, you learn more stitches. And become more confident, and so the lights are quite tricky, so you don't do those very early on. So what have I done so far? Not a lot. I did buy the kit, so it's a Sirdar kit because it's Sirdar yarn. It's very affordable. It's just like Hayfield DK acrylic yarn in DK, and you get, I can't even tell you how many balls, like so many balls of this yarn. Excuse me, of this yarn. So I still have one of them attached because I'm not done. Okay, what do I have? I have my gingerbread house and the fans around the edge, and I've started the white, and I'm now ready to start the lights. But for the lights, because they're different colours, you have to have lots of lots of bobbins around your work, and I haven't geared myself up for that yet. And because it isn't the next clue, I am sort of doing it in order of the clues. So my next stage is the Christmas jumpers, so that's what I've gone to. Ignore the ends, you're gonna know that that's my least favourite thing to do. So I've got Christmas jumper strip number 1, which I think is really fun. Again, like, look at the back. Whew, that's gonna be a lot of sewing, but it's okay. I tend to leave like sewing in ends and boring monogamous stuff for Zoom, because I'm chatting away and it goes quite quickly. So this is number 1. I need to make another one, and then I need to make the other type of jumper stripes, so these ones with the candy cane stripes, which I haven't done. Oh, actually I need to add candy cane stripe to this, don't I? When does that come in then? Okay, don't worry, ignore me. I've got my yeah, this one needs a candy cane stripe too. I thought I was done with this one. Well, looks like I'm not. I will figure that out. But I'm happy with my progress. It's worked really well. I'm fairly confident in crochet because I learnt to crochet before I knit. So I don't do a lot of it anymore, and I haven't done a lot of it for a while, but it kind of comes back to you pretty quickly. This is all in UK terms, so if you are from the US and you want to take part, just bear that in mind, because that has thrown a few people. But there's also a Facebook group for the make along, and there are a lot of different styles and colours, and people have, you know, done their own thing, so that's really nice and really fun to go and look at. But this is a free pattern. It is over on Serdar's website, so anyone can go over and download it. So yeah, it's really fun. I've been enjoying it. I've got a lot of balls of yarn, and it's in my big basket, and that's not even all of them. But yeah, I'm hoping to get that done by next year. I'm not going to get it done for this year. It's just impossible. I have too much going on. But I think that's it. That's definitely it for whips. I think that's enough to show you for today. I am going to plod on through those. Oh, there was one whip I remembered that I didn't show you last time. Maybe I'll do some progress on that and come back and show you. But I wanted to talk about future cast-ons, because whilst I have a lot of projects, I feel like not most of them, but a lot of them are going to be done. Like, this is long term, the mcal is long term. I could finish the 2022 mcal. I've got some time off over Christmas, so I break up on the 20th, 19th of December, and then I don't go back until like the 6th or whatever it is of January, when the kids go back to school, because I don't work school holidays anymore. So I will have my admin job to do whilst they're at school, but because it's over Christmas, I don't think there's really going to be a lot going on. So I'm hoping to catch up on my crafting then, but I would like some new cast-ons. So I'm hoping that we'll have the socks finished, just the mcals going, and this crochet along going, and then I won't have too many, unless we're counting other whips, but you know, let's just ignore those for a bit. Anyway, I want to cast on the Dartmoor sweater. Is it by Kadri? Don't quote me on that, it might be. I'll put it down below. I've had the yarn for that for so long, like over a year. I'm pretty sure I bought it. Maybe I bought it at the beginning of the year. I can't remember. But I've had that for so long, and I really, really, really want to make it. I love this sweater, and I wear it so much, but only because it's really my only kind of everyday sweater. I've got a lot of I've got a double-stranded mohair fluffy sweater that I made, but it's very open, it's quite cold, it's not exactly warm and cozy. And I don't really have any hand knits that are warm and cozy, so I just wear my commercial knits. And I need more of them, basically. And I'm a bit ridiculous in the fact that I keep my knitted items and I wear them for best, generally. But I've had a little word with myself recently. I'm like, why? Like, what's the point in keeping it? You may as well just wear them and enjoy them. Hence, the first cardigan that I wore, but then I did play with the dog, so that was kind of my own fault. But for instances like that, like Phoebe's not that wild anymore, so I feel like I probably could just wear my knits around her and they'd be fine. Oh, what's the thumbs down for? I'm using my hands too much, sorry. It does that in Zoom sometimes. I don't know what that's about. If anyone knows what that's about, I'm on a Mac and I don't know how to stop that. How do I stop that? I could Google it. I'm just being lazy. Yeah, so I really want to make the Dartmoor sweater, and there's something else. What else? Oh, I want to use one of my last year's advents during Advent this year. So, oh gosh, it's going to be December before I know it. I have never, let's confess, I've never ever finished an Advent project. So, in my head, I'm a bit like, Lucy, why don't you finish one of the ones you've already started? But that seems really boring and really lame. So I have got I can't remember any of the names of them. Basically a garter blanket that I'm making. It's by a homespun house, but it's a really, really simple blanket pattern, and I can't remember what it is, but I'll put it down below. With my Castle View Yarns Tropical Christmas Advent, which has got to be a couple of years old now, and I've done like 3 colours. It's held double with a white to kind of like tone it a little bit, because as intended they are quite bright tropical colours. And I've also got the you're going to be shouting at me, but the circular blanket by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. What's it called? Oh, the Apple really does not like my podcast today. I feel very offended. It's the circular blanket for an Advent. Anyway, I can't remember. I'm going to have to put it down below or on the screen because my brain. I've got both of those, which I should work on. But as I say, that sounds not that appealing and very boring. So should I be good and work on those and at least get something finished, or do I just cast on something new? So I've got a Bird Street Yarn Advent. I don't know what year, 22 maybe. And I bought the Glow Hair Mohair from Stephen West when I was in Amsterdam to use both of those to make the Dust of Snow shawl. Link down below. Which I do really want to make. But I've also got the Camel's Yarn Advent from last year, which is incredible. And think I want to make a shawl out of it. My friends have, let me find the name of it. I was chatting to my friend Hannah. She had hers when I met up with her last week, and she didn't use the Camel's Yarn. She used, I don't know, a different one, but it's stunning. The pattern is, am I going to find it now? That's really annoying, isn't it? I literally saved it the other day. My favourites. Oh, no, that's not it. I think I saved too many things on Ravelry. Anyway, it's like a wrap shawl. I'm not going to be able to find it. Might be on my history, but I could have you here for hours if that's the case. Let me just double check really quickly. Yes, I've got it. Moon Cloud Shawl by Armistice Yarns. She made that last year, and it's really nice because I love the shape of it, but it's got a lot of garter sections, but then it's got some eyelet kind of lacy sections, so it's good for kind of boring vanilla knitting in front of the TV, but then it's going to have a little bit of interest, so it doesn't get really tiresome towards the end. So I really want to make that with my Castle View, with my Campbell's Yarn Advent, I think. The problem with Advents is I feel like because they're so expensive and they feel so precious, you need to find the most perfect pattern to make with them. That's why I end up collecting them, because I don't know what that perfect pattern is. So I also would like a pattern though that's going to use up most of the yarn, because I don't want to end up with like random scraps and nuggets of bits, because then that's equally frustrating. Like, what am I going to do with those? So if you know of any advent patterns that use up almost the whole 20 gram mini, 24 of them, then please hit me up down below. I'd love to make a garment out of the, I keep saying Castle View, out of the Camel's Yarn Advent 2, but I just don't know which one. I was watching in the week actually while I was getting some work done, the lovely Whitney, Knitted by Whitney. She has got 3 at least videos of advent pattern ideas, and I started rewatching them. I think that they're old ones from like last year or the year before, I can't remember, but I've definitely watched them before and they popped up. I think she shared them on Instagram and I was like, oh yeah, I'll go and have a look. And I did make note of a couple on, very professionally, my piece of paper here. But I didn't put who they were by, so that's not really that helpful. But the Le Pouf sweater is quite a nice looking one, but I don't know, I need to go over and look at yardages. I don't really want to have to buy yarn to go with it, because I'm also looking at the dot sweater, or the dot cardigan. Is that a cardigan or a sweater? I think it's a sweater. But you need kind of like a main colour, and I don't really want to have to buy more yarn to go with it. So I don't know, I'm procrastinating over here because I'm meant to be going to work. Well, I'm staying home, but I'm meant to be doing some work, so I probably should go and do that. Thank you all for joining me and listening to me waffle on. And yeah, I hope to be back. I'm going to aim to do a video in December. I think going forward, I say this every time, but I'm going to aim for 1 a month. I just sometimes don't feel like I've knitted enough to come over and show you and sit and chat with you. But somehow I managed to fill the time waffling on, so maybe I just do it anyway. Don't forget to look at the link down below for Ana Luisa and their lovely jewellery. Check it out. This is stunning. I probably should stop touching it because I'm going to get fingerprints on it. And the lovely earrings, very nice. They would make a great gift. So yeah, do head on over and check them out. I hope that you're all well and you are enjoying the festive season, and I hope to speak to you all soon. Take care, my loves. See you soon. Bye bye.